has the lead, it appears. Certainly has a lower line. Both will be wanting a win this round to get them placed into the finals.
I think I hit him that hard, they fell out. Sorry, mate.
Should be a good race, this one. Both seem to have a preference for longer efforts. So they're both playing the same strengths. And David is the one that goes early. And Merv not too far behind. He won't be panicking being that far behind at this point. They'll get the bell, so they've started the sprint with 350 odd metres to go. It's a long way for a pure sprinter. But like I said, both these guys prefer a longer ride. Merv normally on about a 90 inch. I think he's got the bigger gear than David. Has he got the bigger engine to push it past him? He's got some height. He's still a bike length behind though. He's coming, he's got some height, he's got the run off the bank. David's got the inside line. It's going to be a close one. And a clean sweep is on offer. Should be looking to do that. If she can go through the day clean sweep, and given the time she's done, she'd be a good show for daily aggregate prize winner. Chris doesn't want to win the daily prize again because he's got plenty of gloves.
Hurt him good.
You can give them to me. I don't win anything anymore.
Smash him.
They gave me a plate. Okay. Coming up to the bell. Some good pace on, but certainly not a sprint on. Elisa controlling the lane. She doesn't want to let John get into that lane underneath her. 220 odd metres to go. Some encouragement from the stands. They haven't hit it yet. 150 to go. And nothing happening. Well, they're riding, but they're not opening it up. And Elisa, without getting out of the saddle, just surges. She's got to watch John coming off getting to run off the bank. She does that. She's got that covered.
So it's your car with the L dot.
Yeah.
Pat and Jennifer are ready. They're on the track. The race has started. Very slow for speed.
That's his pride and joy, the green machine.
Pat in the lane.
All his.
Very comfortable in the knowledge that Jennifer can really only come around one way. That's over the top. So that makes it easier. In terms of he knows which way he has to turn his head.
So you first or second year on the line?
Second.
Jennifer laying off, but hasn't really tried anything.
November, so it's 10 months.
They come round to the banking, which is often where moves can be made, or you can set yourself up for a move. Not much has changed in this first lap. Pat just owning the lane, keeping the speed down. Jennifer half tracking, so she hasn't really got a height advantage. Pat not leaving the door open for a moment. The bell sounds. Jennifer decides to kick at that point, but not hard enough to get around Pat. Now she's going to have her work cut out because she's going a long way around. She elects to slip into Pat's slipstream and hopefully get towed around and beat him round the bend. But Pat seems to have a good rhythm going there. He's pedalling well. He's opened up what looks like a match-winning lead. He's going to take that one. Good win by Pat. It looks like the apprentice has the lead. Both wearing very similar kits. Both very accomplished bike riders, very accomplished bike handlers. Won't mind the speed being slow. James probably hasn't got Carl pushed up against the fence as much as he does with other riders. Maybe that's out of respect for his coach.
Respect?
Because he certainly has no fear when it comes to that. And I have touched bars with him before, and we were just training. 380 odd metres to go. Carl's still with the height. There's no room for him to go under James. One feels that Carl would prefer the speed to be up a little higher because he knows James does have good acceleration when it comes to it. And Carl has a bigger gear. There goes James. He decides he's going to go first. And Carl will have to struggle now to get on his wheel. He's got the rabbit to chase and he's got the bigger gear. James does have a gap, but it's not a huge gap, and Carl will come down hard on him. He is really pulling hard. Pulls up to James' wheel now, about 50 metres to go. Now has to come off it to get around him. James holds his line well. James coming, Carl over the top, seems to have taken that one. Next riders are Nick Mark and Aaron Christensen. Nick having a good day, 2 good wins. Hard fought wins, but he's won them. Aaron will be looking to register his first one. He's had the helmet approved by our commissaire, so he doesn't have to go out and buy a new one. We'll take the clip off that one. Nick in his first season sprinting. Aaron's been with us before a couple of times in the past. Not every month, but he has raced with us before. More known as a pursuiter and a points race specialist. If you want to see the way to ride a points race, if you want to learn to ride a points race, come and see Will Thomas up here next to me. They've got the bell, the sprint's not on yet. Not sure who this is going to favour. But he's kept him up, and Aaron has done well there. He's the first one to jump. He's going to hit that bottom corner first. He's going to make Nick go around the long way yet again. Can Nick do it this time for the 3rd time in a row? I don't think he can. Aaron seems to hold him. He's come down the shorter path home and staying on the black line. Well, he's won his second in the third round. Now, Andrew Steele, major sponsor of the series, for which we thank him, and David Scarlett. Andrew has the height. Also, some sausages are ready for people who want them. I recommend if you're about to race, you possibly don't come and eat them right yet, but if you've finished racing or you're not racing, if you're spectating or helping, come and grab a sausage. A slow but even pace in his first lap. Andrew content just to hold the high ground. David just content to leave him there. The door is a little bit open, but I think David knows that Andrew doesn't want to go just yet. This is where it gets interesting, this last bend. So often something happens here. The scent of the bell, the last bit of bank, there we go. Andrew is hit hard, using height there, using his height and his muscle.
Bye, Dad! Just hang on, Tom. Stop.
He's opened up a good 20-metre lead. David will come at him. David won't give up. He knows better than that, but I think this time Andrew will take this win. David's still pushing hard, pushing. He's closed the gap right up.
What you needed to do at that point is jam me.
And
Try and make me not quite sure.
having raced Chris myself all year and last year, when Chris has got the lead, I have no idea how to take it off him, unless he wants me to take it off him, which sometimes he does. Either way, he wins. So Neil will have to try something. If he had his mountain bike, he'd be jumping over logs and doing all sorts of tricks. But he hasn't. So he's picking up the speed. Both ride. Chris will probably be on a 96, that's his preferred gear. Neil could ride anywhere from 92 to 106. And he has done that here. He loves the big gears, he's a strong lad. The bell sounds, it doesn't distract these two. They're focused on what they want to do. Chris is not letting Neil do what he wants to do. I think Neil wants to try to come over the top, but can't. And he can't go underneath either, so it's a drag race the long way around. Chris is going to be hard to beat from here. Neil has some height, Chris has the lower line. Now who has the run off to the finish? Chris would be hard. Neil really charging as hard as he can. I don't know.
16.47.
On paper, Nick's got his work cut out. Jamie, 0.8 of a second faster, or thereabouts. Well, we have seen some reversals of that dogma earlier in the racing in other grades. Will it happen here? Jamie decides to take some height. He could have gone under and taken the lead off Nick there had he wanted to, but prefers the top of the track. Just picking up the speed as he comes up to this little bump into the bank there. So and then he goes underneath. Just to take the lead off. Hasn't really opened up, although Nick decides, well, I might as well go now here because I want that lead back perhaps. And Nick's deciding that he's going to make this a 330 metre sprint. Jamie not camped on his wheel. He's laying off. And now he's going to kick. He just eases up out of the lane, goes around him, kicks hard, and then gets clear. Could probably drop down if he needed to. But he decides to hang around that red. A lot of motor